Hey everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Use Files to Upsell. This is Colin Connor. I hope you're all having a great day so far. So files are going to be a useful tool for you moving forward as you start to create more projects. If there's anything you need to reference, files are essentially going to become the digital file folder for everything that you might need to recall about a project, about a venue, anything like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and into my files section. And before we get started, folks, if anyone has any questions, go ahead and enter them into the chat. And if I don't get to them during the recording, we'll go ahead and respond to them after we get the recording finished. Awesome. So here in our files section, we're going to see a running list of every one of the versions of the contracts that have come in for my projects. As you can see here, I've got these files here, the unsigned contracts tagged with the project that they're from. So as you see, I've got quite a few here, but what's also great about the file section is we can upload other items such as CAD drawings, tax-exempt certificates. We can attach that to a company, anything like that. So to show you a few examples, I've uploaded, for example, a room layout and then also like an item assembly instruction, which is something that we would probably need if we're working at a venue a lot and it's got a specific room layout, or if there's even something we need to build specifically to make this event happen for this client. So let's go ahead and take a look at this blueprint that I've loaded here. And again, to upload a file, super easy. Just click upload and you can drag and drop or search your computer. But let's go ahead and take a look into this file that I've loaded here. So you can see a very basic room layout blueprint for a venue. So for example, I can search the venue. Let's say this is going to be at Jimmy T's place, one of my favorite places here in DC. And if you haven't been, you've got to check it out. So as you can see, we can tag clients, businesses, and also venues. Let's leave this as a venue tag for now. That looks great. And then in this assembly instruction, let's say this is going to be for a specific client. Let's say we built something for them that ended up looking great. This, of course, is a Billy bookshelf, which I don't know if any of you have one at home, but any sort of assembly instruction you can add to the file section. So we can add the tag here. We're going to tag that with my good buddy Susan B. So that way, whenever I add Susan B to a project, it's going to show up as a suggested file. So let me show you what I mean. And as you can imagine, folks, using this for tax-exempt certificates, PDFs, previous projects, anything like that, any previous contracts, agreements, signatures that you need to keep track of, you can add that to the company or to the client themselves. So that way you'll always have access to that on your projects moving forward. So to give you an example of how this is going to look or how these suggested files are going to look, I'm going to go ahead and create a new project here. There we go. I'm going to search for my client, Susan B. So it's automatically added the venue of someplace in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm just going to go ahead and remove that and search for one of my saved venues of Jimmy T's place. And, I could go through and add items and such like that. But when I head into the file section, this is where things are going to get interesting. So as you can see here, I've got files tagged to the venue, to the client, and also to the company, Party Planet. So I can go ahead and add these suggested files to the project. So that way my team is always going to have access to whatever these files pertain. So for example, if my team is on the project, they're like, oh yeah, how do we build that one piece of the equipment? We can come in here and just open this up right in the browser and go, oh yeah, great. It takes two people. We need these tools. We've got to set it up this way. Same thing goes with the floor plan. Like, oh yeah, where are we going to set this up? And we can easily dive in here and go, great, we've got to enter through here, set up around here, and stuff like that. What's also great about files is we can use them for upsell moments. So just to give you an example, when I go ahead and create a new project with my good buddy Jason Weber, we're going to see some similar things happen with some suggested files. So for example, I've got a pull sheet, for example, from a previous project that may have been set up in a way that he liked, had an item that he needed, and also all these other suggested files. But what's interesting here is I've got this light up marriage proposal as a suggested file. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the project. And I've tagged him with it just because, like, if you can imagine, we did this project with Jason a few months ago. He loved it, gave us a 5-star review, big bonus even. So I've tagged him with that file so that moving forward, if I ever need to recapture that enthusiasm or remind myself of what we did to appeal to his sensibilities, I can easily reference that light up marriage proposal, and so can my team if they're on the project, and go, oh, that's right. We set up the chair here and we've got the lamp over there. We love the twinkly lights. Great. So now you can maybe use that a little bit of a sales tool. And of course, the same thing goes for blueprints. If there's something that we have specifically tagged to Jason, we can easily just come in here and go, oh, that's right. This is what we have to set up. We've got to set it up here and then build this piece and put the other parts down there. So as you can imagine, this is going to save you a ton of time when referencing any previous documents, any important documents, like I mentioned before, with the tax exempt certificates, anything that you previously agreed on with the client, you can go ahead and add those to the tags. We can also add files directly to the project by clicking Add File. It's the same sort of process. We can tag the client, the venue, the project, or the company, just to make it easy when we work with them again moving forward. So those are a few quick tips on how to use files in your projects to upsell and to help capture your client's enthusiasm if you've worked with them on something in the past. So if you have any questions, folks, you can go ahead and type in the chat. Let us know, and we'd be more than happy to help. We certainly hope that you could join us next week for our weekly webinar. And just a quick reminder that for the remainder of April, if you refer a friend, you will both receive a $100 credit to your Good Shuffle Pro invoice. And what's more, if you love a Good Shuffle Pro, if you've got a lot of great things to say, leave us a review on Capterra. That's a great way to make sure your voice is heard and that you're spreading all the good news about Good Shuffle Pro. But once again, we hope we can see you next week, May the 1st. Oh, heavens, it's already May, where we're going to be exploring how to use accessories and relations to save you time. And then on May 8th, similar to this, how to revisit and reignite past projects. So we will be sending out our weekly newsletter every Tuesday. So go ahead and keep your eyes peeled for the registration links there. And we certainly hope we see you then. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great day.